What's up guys, the How To 100 here, and today we are going to be making a rocket launcher. Now I just want to start off by saying that this rocket launcher is dangerous if you use it incorrectly. We're shooting Estes rocket engines, so don't point it at anyone and shoot it in a safe place. You don't want to be causing a fire or breaking a window, but yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so starting with the materials, you're going to need a cardboard tube. Now this is just like something that you would get posters in or something like that, and some 3/4 inch PVC pipe. Now I'm also spray painting mine, but that's completely optional. And you're also going to need hot glue or some kind of tape. I'd recommend duct tape or electrical tape. And also you're going to need PVC cutters and a drywall cutter. But if you don't have those, a knife will be fine. But if you are just using a knife, I would get some sandpaper as well. You're also going to want to use a pen or pencil or just something to mark with, and everything you need to launch a rocket. So the engines, the launcher, all that kind of stuff for model rockets. So the first step is to spray paint. Now this is an optional step, but I would recommend it because it makes it look a lot better than when it's not spray painted. So the next step is to cut the PVC pipe so it's the same length as a cardboard tube. Now the first part of this is you put the PVC pipe inside the cardboard tube and make sure it's flush with the edge of the cardboard tube. And on the other side of the PVC pipe, make a line with a pen so you know where to cut. And if you have PVC cutters, just cut it along that line. And if you have a knife, cut it, but it'll be a lot more difficult. So I would recommend using PVC cutters. But if you have a knife, I would also use sandpaper because it's going to kind of bring part of the PVC over the edge so the rocket is not going to travel freely through the pipe. So use sandpaper and sand that down. Okay, so now that the PVC is cut, it's time to glue it inside the cardboard tube. So what I found was the easiest was there's lettering down the side of the PVC pipe in a line. So just apply a line of hot glue down that and then put it inside the cardboard tube so it gets glued in. And once that glue dries, make sure to add support to the front and back of the PVC pipe so it doesn't fall out in case you drop it or anything. Alright, the next step is to add a ring of hot glue around one of the sides of the PVC so that the rocket engine doesn't fall out when you're tilting it so you can shoot at an angle. So the next step is to cut a hole in the cardboard for the electric launcher. So what you're going to want to do is trace your launcher with your pen, but make sure to leave some room so that there's room for extra hot glue and that you're able to fit the launcher in the tube easily. Okay, so once you cut the hole for the launcher, you're probably going to notice that the launcher still doesn't fit even though you left a little room. That's because the cardboard is curved, so there's little edges on the inside of the cardboard where you cut. So what you're going to do is take your knife or your drywall cutter and just kind of cut away at those so that your launcher is able to fit inside the tube. Okay, so before we hot glue in the launcher, we're going to take care of this wire first. So get your alligator clips and feed them through the hole that we cut in the tube and through the other side of the tube. That way it doesn't really get in the way and you don't forget when you're hot gluing, so it doesn't kind of go out over top and it just for cosmetic looks. So now that we've taken care of the wire, we're going to hot glue in the electric launcher. Now, don't use a lot of hot glue, but use enough so that it's strong and it's got a lot of support, especially if you have a gap like this. Use an extra amount of hot glue, just don't make it look ugly. Alright, so we're almost done. We just have to take care of the wires now. So what I did first was I made sure that the wire wasn't like hanging low by turning it upside down, and I taped just one part of the wire to the top of the tube. And then after that, I bundled the rest of the wires so they were out of the way, because a lot of these launchers have a lot of wires because they're made to launch from far away from the rocket. And so I taped them together in a bundle, and then I taped them to the top of the cardboard tube so they're out of the way, but I kept the alligator clips free so I can still use them, and that's very important because you don't want to tape your alligator clips and end up not being able to use them. So this next step is completely optional. I just noticed that the string that connects the safety pin to the launcher is kind of long. It kind of gets in the way when you're aiming. So what I did was I cut that down so it wouldn't be as much in the way, and I re-tied that, and it's really easy and it just makes it look a lot better. And if you have a launcher like this, I would definitely recommend doing it just so it looks good. And now we're done. Wow, so that wasn't that difficult. I really enjoyed doing this. It was pretty easy, and the materials were pretty easy to come across. You just had to buy a few things if you didn't have a rocket kit, so let's see it shoot. Alright, well, this is the finished rocket launcher, and I'm wearing a paintball mask right now because I don't know how much of the rocket is, or how much like the exhaust is going to go up, so I don't want to like burn myself. But yeah, so here goes nothing. Three, two, one. Well, as you can tell, the countdown didn't really work because the launcher didn't really work at first, but I'm just glad that it worked because I had another launcher. I was launching actual rockets, and that didn't work at all. So maybe it'd be a smart idea if you test your launcher before you go through all this work and put it in the cardboard tube. But yeah, so if you have any suggestions for future videos, send me a personal message or drop a comment, you know, and I'll get back to you if I like the idea, or I'll make a video and I'll give you a shout out saying that it was your idea. So this is the How 200. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Signing off.